There is a problem with Mars that can neither be solved scientifically nor in any other way. It happened is said that Mars is a lifeless planet where life is not naturally possible. Scientists have found ways to keep humans alive with the help of technology, but the new center of human hopes is probably some other plans of this silent red planet. Here, a dangerous phenomenon is found that has taken the life of NASA's Opportunity rover. Welcome to this Mind Mirror video again. And if you are new on this channel, like and subscribe so that our new video can reach you as soon as possible. So let's go to the video. Before discussing this special issue of Mars, we will have to know why betting everything and hoping for a barren planet 21 crore kilometers away. Scientists believe that the natural resources on Earth are slowly disappearing. Glaciers are melting, rivers are drying up, and it is getting more and more difficult to live near the equator. According to estimates to happen by the year 2100 if we can control the greenhouse effect. A large part of all the glaciers in the world will have melted, causing fresh water to become scarce. But apart from all this, there is any such disaster in our world such as a dangerous pandemic, a global nuclear war, or an asteroid impact, then there will be no other option to move human civilization forward. And then, just as the dinosaurs died in the world, so can humans. To escape this day, the search for a second home has been going on for many years, and this second home will not be on Earth, but on Mars by 2050. We humans intend to build a human colony on Mars, and we may even succeed in achieving this dream. For this mission, scientists have chosen our neighboring planet Mars for this reason because Mars and Earth share many features with each other, such as the time of day. One day on Mars, which is called Sol, is about 24.6 hours, which is only 36 minutes longer than one day on Earth. Different seasons have also been seen on Mars like Earth, such as summers, winters, and springs. These seasons are much longer than Earth because a year on Mars is also longer. Just like Earth, ancient rivers, lakes, and snow have been found on Mars. In addition to this, there are also poles on Mars, such as the North and South poles on Earth, and snow has also settled on them. Mountains, valleys, deserts, and volcanoes are all on Earth and on Mars. Even the largest volcano in the solar system is on Mars, which is called Olympus Mons. And in the end, gravity and atmosphere are also found on Mars. Looking at all these features, Mars has been chosen for human colonization. Now, of course, Mars is an Earth-like planet, but it is not completely Earth. For example, traces of frozen water have been found there. Change what happened, but this water does not flow into rivers and lakes in liquid form. It is just taken out and used. Extracting this snow from Martian soil and making it usable would require a lot of equipment. Similarly, oxygen is the second most important thing for humans, which is 20% in the atmosphere around us. In the atmosphere of Mars, there is only 0.1% oxygen and the rest is 99-87% carbon dioxide. Advanced systems would also be required to make oxygen there. And the most important thing is that the temperature on Mars is very cold even during the day, often up to minus 60 degrees Celsius, and it gets even colder at night. A strong protective suits and heat shelters will be required to save the human body. And yes, even if all the things are found there, you cannot roam freely. What happened? because Mars does not have its own strong magnetic field that can save humans from the dangerous radiation of the sun. If Mars is not protected from the radiation of the sun, it can develop cancer like diseases. Now, the scientific community has been working for many years to deal with all these problems. For example, NASA's MOXIE project to make oxygen on Mars, which is working to make oxygen from carbon dioxide. MOXIE will compress and heat the CO2 gas to extract oxygen from it. For this process, electricity will be required, which will be generated from solar panels. Similarly, to avoid the cold there, scientists have designed inflatable habitats and underground bases. The idea is to make these bases in the desert or under the mountains of Mars. To avoid radiation, either bunkers will be built from the soil of Mars or specially designed heavy, shielded suits and shelters will be prepared. Some people are suggesting that the caves of Mars can also be used. There is also a way to dissolve water on Mars. Happened. As you know, there is ice under the ground of Mars. NASA and the European Space Agency are developing drilling and heating technology to extract water. This water will be used for farming and oxygen production. Oxygen, water, radiation, and cold prevention solutions have been done. But to keep the human colony alive, food is the last thing. So let me tell you that the concept of cold environment agriculture has also been prepared. That is, sealed greenhouses where air, water, and light will be under artificial control. These experiments have been successfully carried out by NASA at Antarctica and the International Space Station. But there's also a problem Mars that has not been solved yet. And that problem is the soil storm there. Mars's red and desolate face presents a silent, lifeless scene at first glance. Looking at the pictures, this planet seems to be a peaceful and lifeless place. Deserts, stones, and whistles of light everywhere, as if time has stopped here. But look at this video. Something is rising on the horizon of Mars. A terrifying wall. This is nothing but a storm on Mars. And this is not an ordinary dust storm. The sublimation of dry ice, i.e., the transformation of frozen CO ice into dead air, creates such a strong wind that the scary storms on Mars erupt. These storms swallow not just a city or a continent, but the entire planet. And these superstorms occur on Mars almost every 3 years. What happened? These storms are so dense that the sunlight does not reach the ground for months. And this is a big threat to human technology. Everything from solar panels to communication systems can fail. If a person wants to build a colony on Mars, he will have to face these storms. Change what happened. But the problem is they have not yet understood the real reason for these storms. Maybe we have a little idea about it, but if we can't stop these storms on Earth, then what should we talk about Mars? Mars has never been a victim of dust storms. This planet was once green and full of life. It happened where dense atmosphere and water flowed. But for billions of years, what happened? Mars dried up and its atmosphere slowly disappeared into space. Today, Mars's atmosphere is only 1% left, which is almost non-existent compared to Earth. But these dust storms don't just come because Mars is dry. Scientists believe that Mars's temperature is a major reason behind these storms. See, when the atmosphere is dense, it stops the heat of the sun and also absorbs the heat of the earth. But because Mars's atmosphere is very thin, If you stand there during the day, you will feel 23 degrees Celsius on your feet. What happened? While your head will have a freezing temperature. This is because it is very thin to absorb the heat of the earth. This temperature difference creates strong winds, and the winds bring storms. Storms bring the clouds with them on Earth, but there is dust instead of clouds on Mars. What happened? When this dust gets into the air, it doesn't come back to the ground for months due to the decrease in gravity. Because of this, not days, but for months, a layer of soil remains around Mars. During dust storms, the wind speed on Mars reaches 160 knots. Such strong winds blow the roofs of houses on Earth. Billboards and trees fall down. But we are not at all threatened by the strong winds of Mars because these winds have no power. For comparison, Mars's 100 km wind is as strong as Earth's 10 km wind. And the reason for this is the thin atmosphere there. We are not threatened by the strong winds of Mars, change what happened, but by the blocking sunlight due to these dust storms. Because all the solutions to keep the human colony alive are revolving around solar power. And if we don't get solar power for many months, then the Carib life can stop there. On January 24, 2004, NASA's Opportunity rover lands on Mars. Its mission was only 90 days. For the next 15 years, it did various experiments on Mars. But one day, it faced a very big dust storm. In 2018, NASA learned for the first time how dangerous the dust storms on Mars can be. During this time, the sunlight on the Opportunity's solar panel is reduced to 96%, and now its battery was also not able to charge. These pictures taken by Opportunity can be seen how much sunlight the dust clouds have blocked for 30 days. For a few months, Opportunity supported NASA, but then went into deep sleep mode. NASA tried to contact it for months, but there was no answer. 1 year later, Opportunity received its last message, which read, "My battery is low and it's getting dark." After that day, there was no signal from Opportunity. I hope you will like and share this video of Mind Mirror. Thank you very much for your loving comments. See you in the next video.